Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and in today's video I want to share with you a procedure that I just had done on my eyebrows this past week. It's called eyebrow powdering. So if that interests you, stay tuned. Okay, so like I shared in my intro, this past week, it'll be a week actually on Monday. I just had my eyebrows, they call it eyebrow powdering. It's basically almost the same thing as microblading the eyebrows, but the technique is done a little bit differently. It's also known as ombre, it's also known as airbrush brows. It's just a little bit of a different technique that they do. So anyway, let me zoom in a little bit closer so I can show you my brows so you can see what they look like now. And then you'll be able to see the brows. So you can see how I have no makeup on whatsoever, nothing at all, so I wanted just you to see it in the raw. So you can see how it's a little bit lighter here. It's almost like it's ombre, and it gets darker as it goes out, right? This here, and if you remember, this brow here before barely had any, has any hair on it, right? And I like that more natural, softer type look. And right now, they're a little bit harsh looking, but they will fade. And what happens, if you look a little bit closer, you might be able to see a little bit of peeling. It actually is, it's like a tattoo, right? But what happens is the skin will, some of the pigment will come off with the dry skin, so it'll fade down a little bit. And they last roughly about 3 years, and then you can go and you can have, like in a year and a half, you can have a touch up, or you can go back again in like 3 years and have the whole procedure done all over again. So this is the first time I've had the powdering done. I've had microblading in the past, and the powdering is done a little bit differently. It's softer looking. With the microblading, it's a harder feel on the eyes, and it almost looks like hair-like strokes. That was the goal. That was the thing that I wanted to have my brows look as natural as possible, right? I almost like to look like I don't have any makeup on when I do wear my makeup. That's my ultimate look. It's the look that I've always appreciated. So that's what my goal was when I had it microbladed. So the airbrush is very similar to that, but it's just a softer look. And the procedure isn't as hard as on you like the microblading is. It's like a little razor blade, and what they do is they like make little cuts into your skin that look like hair, and then they you know, implant the dye into the skin that way. With the powdering, it's like tiny little pixels, right? It's like a gun, right, that's constantly shooting a needle out that's putting tiny little pixels throughout your brow. So it just gives it a softer look. And then as you go closer to the end, the needles are go down further apart, and they kind of like make it softer looking. So it kind of like fades as it goes out that way. So roughly it runs about anywhere, like I've seen it advertised for like $600. It cost me $800 to have it done. To me, it's worth it, especially now that the warmer weather is coming. I won't have to worry about going outside sweating and saying that half of my eyebrow is removed. As far as I know, like there's no products that you can put on your eyes where it just like it's waterproof 100%. So I mean, going swimming, you know, just being outdoors and sweating, like I don't want to have to worry about sweating off my eyebrows. And you can see, like, eyebrows are so important. They just make the whole face pop, right? And you can see up here, this is what my picture looked like prior to, you know, without any makeup on. And you can see it just looks very, very washed out looking and tired. And, you know, you go there, you know, she maps you all out completely, you know, the artist. And she maps you out, and she actually, it almost looks like she painted it in with a Sharpie. And then you actually can look at it and say, okay, do I want a little bit higher? Do I want a little bit lower? This eyebrow, it's not actually the brow, it's the bone that sits a little bit lower on the side of my head. So my eyebrow was kind of falling down, and this one had a nice arch, and it just looked very uneven. I always thought it was my face drooping down on the one side, and come to find out from the artist, no, it's my bone that kind of it's not completely symmetrical. It's just like it's a little bit lower over here, so it pulls this brow down a little bit. So they're able to, just by a few centimeters, lift that brow up so I have more of an arch. Anyway, I can leave the name of the company that did my brows down below. If you're in this area, like I'm in New Jersey, like you might want to, you know, go there to see them or just have a consult done to see if it's a good fit for you. But I figured I would just share this with you so that you knew what your options were as far as having your eyebrows done on mature skin. So anyway, I hope this video helped you. If it did, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.